My name is Mary Swallow, and I work for Tucson Parks and Rec, and I'm an instructor for their pottery leisure classes. I'm an instructor at Randolph and at the Udall Pottery Studio. If you're interested in pottery classes, go to EasyReg.com or other kind of classes. We offer a wide range of leisure classes through Tucson Parks and Rec. So what I'm going to be talking to you today about is Mishima, and I'm going to show you my shortcut for Mishima to make it easier. So what Mishima is it's taking colored clay and inlaying it into a thing that's been carved out, into a design that's been carved. So what I'm going to do, these are some examples of some Mishima that I have done. I've taken clay that I've thrown, I put on a color of slip, then I carved in and I made and filled it with color. Okay, so in traditional Mishima, what you do is you have a piece of clay, you carve in, and you fill it with slip. When that slip is hardened, you go through with a metal rib and you scrape away, leaving the clay in the indentions. You can see that that's a lot of work and it's very tedious. And if you have something that's a curved surface, it's also hard to get a nice surface. It's okay with this, where I've done that, but it's harder. So what I do is I apply wax resist, and you want to use the wax resist that doesn't have the alumina hydrate in it. If your studio has that, our studios have two kinds. You want to use the one for decoration only without the alumina hydrate. You're going to brush it on, and then what you can do is just take a sponge and wipe away the slip. The wax resist protects the clay underneath, and you have a much easier way of creating that design. Voila. It's way easier than doing this tedious scraping. So, I have a couple of pieces here that I've made. All you want to do is take the wax resist, careful not to spill it, brush it over the area that you're going to want to carve into. Make sure everything's covered nicely. And then set that aside and let it dry. So these pieces are leather hard. They're going to be perfect for carving into. I've trimmed them and they're a nice consistency. So I'm going to set this aside. And here's one that I've already applied wax onto. And I'm going to show you how we carve. So you can just come up with any kind of design that you want, and I'm just going to kind of go through. Do some carving. Okay, so these little things are going to come off. I'm going to clean that up. So again, here's a piece that I've carved my design into. I've put my wax on, I've carved my design into it, and I'm going to take some slips, and I'm going to put it into those areas. And you'll see that I can use different colors on different places. So I'm going to use this green for the leaf. Another color for the flower. And you can mix the colors of the slips together. Because if you remember, slip is just colored clay. So we're always wanting to do this on your greenware, not on bisqueware. Okay. And when you've done that, set it aside to dry for a few minutes before you start to wipe it away. Okay, so we've let this dry a little bit. Then we can take our sponge. We don't want it very wet. We just want it a little bit damp. And we can take away the slip. The wax makes it very easy to remove that excess slip. And we're left with our very delicate little design covered in slip. So you can do this, and if you wanted to do more, we can always put more wax on, color in around more wax. You can do this in multiple layers. The options are endless. So it's a great way of adding color to your pieces using slip, which is just clay with colors in it, and the sky is the limit. Thank you again for joining me today. Tucson Parks and Rec Leisure Classes, EasyReg.com. Thank you.